Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara Yashodanandana Rajanarandana Yashodanandana Rajanarandana Yamunadira Nasrani Yamunadira Nasrani Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhara Yashodanandana Rajanarandana Yashodanandana Rajanarandana Yamunadira Nasrani Yamunadira Nasrani Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Parthasarthi Radha Parthasarthi Radha Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram Jaya Lakshman Hanuman Nidhai Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Nidhai Gaura Hare Ram. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Shtotarashat Shri Shrimati Dhani Goswami Abhay Chanand Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Grandaraj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled, all glories to the assembled. Jai Shri Shri Guru Guru Gopal Krishna Swami Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. We are reading today from Madhya Lila Chaitanya Chaitamrita chapter 3, Lord Chaitanya at the home of Advaita Acharya. Text begin from 217. Is it on the Chaitanya Mangale Prabhura Niladri Gamana Chaitanya Mangale Prabhura Niladri Gamana Vistari Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana Vistari Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana Chaitanya Mangale Prabhura Niladri Gamana Vistari Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana Vistari Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana Kanyamangala Prabhu Niyamana Vistari Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana Yamangale Prabhu Niyanigamana Varniya Chena Vrindavana Kanyamangale Prabhu Niyanigamana Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana Kanyamangale Prabhu Vistari Varniya Chena Kanyamangale Prabhu Niyamana Vistari Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana Kanyamangale Prabhu Niyamana Vistari Varniya Chena Dasa Vrindavana translation word by word. Chaitanya Mangale. In the book named Chaitanya Mangala, Prabhupada of the Lord, Niladri Gamana, going to Jagannath Puri, we study elaborating. Varniyachena has described Dasa Vrindavana, Vrindavan Das Thakur. In his book known as Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Bhagavad, Vrindavan Das Thakur has elaborately described the Lord's passage to Jagannath Puri. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur states that while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed through Bengal, he passed through Arisaragram, Varahagram and Chatrabog. He then reached the Orissa province, where he passed through Prayaghat, the Suvarnareka river, Remuna, Yajapur, where he based in the Dashashwamedha Ghat on the Vaitarani river, Katak, where the Mahanadi river flows, Bhuvaneshwar, where there is a big lake known as Bindu Sarovar, Kamalapur, and Atharanala. In this way, passing through all these and other places, he reached Jagannath Puri. Text 218. Advaita grihe prabhura vilasa shuneye jana achire milaye tanra Krishna premadhana. If one hears the activities of the Lord at the house of Advaita Acharya, he will certainly very soon attain the riches of love of Krishna. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asa Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishna Das narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 3rd chapter, describing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's stay at the house of Advaita Acharya, his acceptance of sannyas order and observation of daily festivals at Advaita Acharya's house, his congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord, and his feasting with all the devotees. Om Jnana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutane Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganara Gunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Visakhanvitam Syam. He Krishna Karuna Sindha Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuvyevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutane Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Chinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatyade Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we finished the third chapter describing Lord Chaitanya's pastimes at the house of Advaita Acharya. Lord Chaitanya took sannyas on Makara Sankranti day. He left the home and he came to Katwa. He accepted sannyas, and after that he wanted to go to Vrindavan. And Lord Nityananda made a trick. He spoke with cowherd boys that were there, and he told them, when Lord Chaitanya will ask you the way to Vrindavan, you should show the way to Shantipur. So, when he was going on his way, Lord Chaitanya was in complete ecstasy. He did not know where is he going, so sometimes he was going in one direction 3 days, then he was asking where is Vrindavan, and he was going back 3 days, and so he was in complete ecstasy. And these boys, they were showing him way to Shantipur, and he came to the bank of the Ganges. He started to take bath, and Advaita Acharya came by his boat, and he invited Lord Chaitanya to go to his house, and Lord Chaitanya was amazed. He asked, "How did you know that I am in Vrindavan?" And Advaita Acharya said, "Wherever you are, Vrindavan is there." And Lord Chaitanya understood that he came to wrong place, but he was invited by Advaita Acharya, and so he got on the boat, and Advaita Acharya brought him to his house. Every year we are visiting Shantipur on the disappearance days of Madhavendra Puri. Advaita Acharya was always celebrating this special day, and devotees are coming to Shantipur to celebrate this disappearance day of Madhavendra Puri and to distribute prasadam to Dhammavasis. For many hours khichdi is served, and devotees are very eager to participate. Guru Maharaj also likes very much Shantipur festival every year. He is attending this festival and distributing khichdi there. He likes very much this festival. And for many days Lord Chaitanya was staying in the house of Advaita Acharya. Lord Nityananda, he sent the news to Navadvip, so all the devotees from Navadvip, they came to Shantipur, and Mother Shachi also came, so Lord Chaitanya asked forgiveness from his mother, and Mother Shachi says she asked all devotees permission that I want to cook for these days for my son, because I will never see him again. So for all these days she was cooking for Lord Chaitanya and for all the devotees that came there. So it was her service at that time to cook for everybody, and everybody was enjoying Kirtan for many hours every day. And Srila Prabhupada is summarizing all this in the verse 190. He is given purport what we should do from this example of Lord Chaitanya. Garayana Kara Sada Krishna Sankirtan Krishna Nama Krishna Katha Krishna Aradhan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested them all to return home and begin chanting the holy name congregationally. He also requested them to worship Krishna, chant his holy name and discuss holy pastimes. And in purport, Srila Prabhupada is advising us what we should do. The cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Hare Krishna movement, is very nicely explained by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu authoritatively. It is not that everyone has to take sannyas. How many of you want to take sannyas? Not many, maybe some. Not everybody will take sannyas like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone can execute the cult of Krishna consciousness at home as ordered by the Lord. Everyone can congregationally chant the holy name of Krishna, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. One can also discuss the subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and install deities of Radha, Krishna or Gaur-Nitai or both and worship them very carefully in one's own home. It is not that we have to open different centers all over the world. Whoever cares for the Krishna consciousness movement can install deities at home and under superior guidance worship the deity regularly, chanting the Maha Mantra and discussing the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. We are actually teaching in our classes how to go about this. One who feels that he is not yet ready to live in the temple and undergo strict regulative principles in the temple, especially householders who live with wife and children, can start a center at home by installing the deity, worshipping the Lord morning and evening, chanting Hare Krishna and discussing the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone can do this at home without difficulty, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested all the devotees present there to do so. So Srila Prabhupada is giving a very simple program for anyone who is not able to stay in the temple. They can install deities at home, they can worship the deities, read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and perform congregational chanting. So if one is not following this program, he is living in the material world. If one is following this program, he is living in the spiritual world. His house becomes purified and spiritualized, and he is staying in the holy place. He is not staying in the material world. So, this is a very simple program, but if we would follow this program, we would make very fast spiritual progress. And also, in other purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying that we should invite to our house all devotees and perform this congregational chanting for 3 hours. He is saying this in the next chapter, in the chapter 4, that every householder, according to his situation, he can invite devotees every time he can invite, and he should perform congregational chanting for 3 hours. Then he should hear Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, take prasadam, chanting, feasting, and very simple program. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us very simple program, and if we would follow this program, we would achieve perfection. And also we should preach. So many people are suffering in this material world. If you will go on the street, you will see so many people are struggling to survive. They are in big anxiety how to survive. And we have solution in the form of these instructions given by Srila Prabhupada in his purports in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now we are approaching Gita Jayanti Marathon. For this year, devotees set a goal of 3 million Bhagavad Gitas. Last year, 2,800,000 Bhagavad Gitas have been distributed during the Gita Jayanti Marathon, and this year, a little increase, 3 million Bhagavad Gitas has to be distributed. So everyone is invited to participate. Even if you can distribute only one Bhagavad Gita, it will be your part in this marathon. If you can distribute 100,000, of course, it's very good. But even if you can distribute only one Bhagavad Gita to your neighbor or to your friend or to your relative, everyone has some relatives. So if they don't have Bhagavad Gita, you can present them Bhagavad Gita to all of your relatives. In India, you have many relatives. In Russia, maybe 1 or 2 relatives you have. But here in India, you have like 50 relatives. So everyone should get Bhagavad Gita. Also, you have some friends. You have some teachers that were teaching you in the school, in the university. You also can go to them and present them Bhagavad Gita to your teachers. Also, you can go to some of your friends with whom you were studying in the school or in the university. Also, give them Bhagavad Gita. So, you have so many opportunities for book distribution here in India. So, you have to use this opportunity. Also, some devotees, they are going to the offices and distributing thousands of books. So you can also do this. I am personally distributing books to the offices in Russia. I am going to different cities. And every 7 years I am coming again to same city. So this year I came to one city. I was distributing there 10 years ago. I was distributing books, and I came to one office. They took, 10 years ago, they took a small set of books from me. So I approached the boss. It was same boss. And I asked him, how do you read the books? 10 years ago I gave you the books. And I showed him the books, and he remembered, oh yes, I have a bad experience with these books, because my son, his wife, his children, everyone became Hare Krishna devotees. I have very bad experience. So I will not take more books. But then I spoke with him more, and he took one more set. And I met his son 1 week ago in Vrindavan. His son is practicing devotee, and he came to visit Vrindavan. He is staying in Bali, in Indonesia. He ran away from his father because father was not allowing him to practice. So he went to Indonesia. But he came to Vrindavan, and he did Dandavat Parikrama in Govardhan. So we have many opportunities for book distribution, and we have to use these opportunities. Some devotees, they can go out every day for many hours, but some devotees, they have jobs, they have families, they have children. So they can carry some books with them wherever they go. If they go in for shopping, they can have book and they can show the book to these sellers that are there in the shop. They can show the book on the street to some people whom they meet on the way to their job. Also, they can give some books to their boss in their job. So they also have some opportunity to take part. Maybe they will not be able to go out for many hours on the street, but they can carry some books with them and they can distribute them. I know many devotees, every day on the way to job, they are distributing 5-10 books, and when they are coming back from the job, they also distributing 5-10 books. So every day they are distributing 10-20 books without separate endeavor, just on the way. So anyone can do this, anyone can carry some books, small books, big books, and can distribute them. And now we have this Gita Jayanti marathon, and we can try to give Bhagavad Gitas to everyone who we meet, our friends, relatives, acquaintances, teachers, anyone we meet, we can offer them Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada, he spent so much time to translate and comment on Bhagavad Gita. He was translating Bhagavad Gita a few times because when he did it first time, the manuscript was lost. So Srila Prabhupada did it second time, maybe even 3 times. He was translating and commenting on Bhagavad Gita. So it was his great desire to have this Bhaktivedanta purports for Bhagavad Gita. And now we have this opportunity to distribute this Bhagavad Gita to everyone, to satisfy Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada will be very happy if everyone would have this Bhagavad Gita as it is. Every day Srila Prabhupada was reading Bhagavad Gita as it is. His servant Shrutakirti Prabhu remembers that many times when he was entering Srila Prabhupada's room, Srila Prabhupada was reading Bhagavad Gita. And one time he decided to ask Srila Prabhupada, this is your book, why you are reading? You are the author. Usually author is not reading his books. And Srila Prabhupada said, I am not author. I was just writing down, Krishna was dictating me. So it's very special books. It was dictated by Krishna himself. So they are very powerful. For hundreds of years, people were reading Bhagavad Gita and no one became a devotee. But when Srila Prabhupada produced this Bhagavad Gita as it is, now we have millions of people who are practicing Krishna consciousness. In Russia we have maybe 100,000 devotees there. We have 200 centers that are regularly visited by devotees, and new people are coming to the temples. We have in Moscow, every day we have a Harinam. Devotees are going on Harinam, and many devotees are going for book distribution every day. Moscow is a big city, so every day like 1 million people are coming from outside to visit Moscow. So every day we are meeting new people. You can stand in one place for 20 years and every day you will meet new people. You don't have to go anywhere. So devotees are going out every day, and every day some new people are buying books. Also we have traveling Sankirtan parties. They are going to small cities, small towns and villages, distributing books, performing Harinam. Devotees are very inspired to participate in this Sankirtan movement. Here in India also devotees are very inspired. For 2 days I was in Faridabad temple and they are very fired up for this marathon. They want to distribute a lot of books. So this is our opportunity to get the mercy. This mercy is available, so anyone who wants special mercy, he can participate in this marathon. We have one devotee in Russia, he does not have hands. He lost his hands 30 years ago. But he is very fired up for book distribution. Devotees are packing the backpack full of books, and he is carrying them on his shoulders. He has shoulders, he does not have hands, but he has shoulders, so he is carrying the books, and he approaching a person. He is telling, "Can you help me?" Yes, what do you want? Please open this bag. He is opening the bag. Please take out a book. He is taking out a book. Please open the book. Read this. If you like this, you can put your donation in this pocket. And sometimes he has to come back to the temple 3 times a day because all books are going out. We have another devotee, he is blind. He is blind, but he is also very fired up for book distribution. So devotees are packaging him the bag with books, and he's also going out. He is approaching the people and showing them the books, telling them about the books. And sometimes they are going together. One without hands, another is blind. They are going together for book distribution. And people are very amazed to see this wonderful team. So if a person without hands can go out and distribute books, person who is blind can go out and distribute books. So we have eyes, we have hands, so we also can participate in some way. Okay. If you have some questions or some suggestion, we can discuss something. Yes.
Hare. Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, we have heard that you have been distributing books for many, many years. So would you like to share some experiences in your distribution?
I started book distribution in 1990. It was my first experience, first marathon. At that time, it was very easy to distribute books. You have to go out on the street and keep the book like this. And people started to come, big crowd, and they are asking, "Is this book about God?" Yes. And everyone was taking the book. It was very easy because for 70 years nobody was allowed to read the book about God. It was very heavy communism and nobody was allowed. So communism finished and everybody wanted to read the books about God, and they were not available. No books were available, only Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, and teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Only 3 books about God were available. So everyone was buying the books. They were standing in big queue to get the book. So it was very easy, very ecstatic, because you can distribute like 500 books in few hours. It was very easy. Then we started to use the book tables. We were putting the books on the book table, and the long queue was standing to get the books. For half an hour somebody has to stay in the queue just to get to the table to buy the books. They were so eager to get these books, they were standing in the queue. So in 1990, 1991 we were distributing only from the book tables for 2 years. Then we tried airports, different shops, malls. We were going to big malls, and if the boss was buying a set of books, we have small set like 5-6 books. If a boss was buying the set of books, everyone was also buying a set of books. Like 40 people were buying in one mall, was buying the sets of books. So we were going one mall, one by one, and everybody was buying a set of books. So we went to all shopping centers and malls, and then we started factories. We were going to the factories, and we were inspiring the boss to buy the books to all of his employees. So sometimes they were buying like 1,000 books, 2,000 books, 5,000 books to one factory. And from 1994, devotees started to distribute just on the street, approaching people on the street. And 99% of the devotees, they are distributing on the street. And few devotees, they are still going to the offices. I like to go to the offices because I like to distribute sets of books. Many stories happened, like when I was standing with the table, it was 1990, one young boy came, 12 years old, and he read teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and he started to argue, I don't agree with Srila Prabhupada, he's saying here like this, I don't agree. And he was coming almost every day. He was only 12 years old, and he read teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and he wanted to argue. One time, one blind man was passing by. I stopped him, and he told him about the books. And the person who was helping him, I said, you can read to him this book, and they bought a book. So his assistant was reading a book for him. One time I was distributing books on the street near a big bookshop. It's very famous in Moscow, bookshop. And one man from Vietnam was passing by. I stopped him, and he asked, do you have Vedas? I said, yes, of course, I have Vedas. I showed him the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, showed him Sanskrit. He was very impressed. He bought first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and I gave him the invitation card to the temple. He came to the temple and he bought all the books we had. Then he started to chant 16 rounds, and then he helped devotees to translate Sri Upanishad into Vietnam language. It's very, very ecstatic service, book distribution. Every day you meet some interesting people that are very curious. They want to read. So it's very inspiring to meet these people. Some people, they have, like, they are trying to stress some important points. Sometimes you meet people, they are saying, yes, I'm reading this book, he's taking out a book, and in every page he's stressing something. He's so eager to understand this book. So it's very inspiring to meet these people. And you are becoming inspired also to read more. So book distributors, usually they are reading Srila Prabhupada's books many times. I have one friend, he is very inspired by Bhagavad Gita. He joined in 1992, and from this point he read Bhagavad Gita 250 times. This is his favorite books. Every year he is reading these books 5-7 times every year. He read all the books, but Bhagavad Gita is his favorite. Every year he's reading again. He's chanting 64 rounds and reading Bhagavad Gita and doing some preaching also. Very inspired by Bhagavad Gita. He was a student in the university and he was very frustrated. He read like 2,000 books and he came to the final conclusion that life does not have any purpose after reading all these books. And he was very frustrated and he was thinking of committing suicide. He called his father and he said, I came to the final conclusion that life does not have any purpose. So you will not see me again. So father was very distressed. And next day he was going on the campus and he saw the invitation on the wall, Bhakti Yoga, Purpose of Life, and the class will be given by His Holiness Prabhavishnu Swami. So he decided to come, to argue with the person who will give a class. He will say that there is some purpose. No, there is no purpose. I will argue with them. So he came next day for the class, but he was very convinced. He was very convinced, and especially he was convinced when he took sweet ball. Oh, it was very convincing. He took one sweet ball, he asked for more, took second, and he bought Bhagavad Gita and he started to read and he became completely convinced. So he called his father, he said, I found the goal of life. I am coming tomorrow. And father was amazed. He was 60 years old, his father, and he said, for 60 years I was looking and I did not find any goal, but you found in 1 week. So father inquired him, what is the goal? He said, the goal is to always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And read Bhagavad Gita. So for 1 year he was reading alone, because he was staying like 9 hours flight from Moscow. It's near Japan. There is a big island. It's called Sakhalin Island. It's next to Japan. He was staying there. And next year we came there to distribute books. It was 1992. We came to this island by flight, 9-hour flight from Moscow. We came there, and one day we decided to go door to door in the house we were staying. It was apartment house, many flats. In one of the flats we found this boy. He was reading Bhagavad Gita already like 10 times. More than us. We read Bhagavad Gita maybe 2 times. He read Bhagavad Gita 10 times. And he was chanting 64 rounds without meeting devotees. So we invited him to Brahmachari Ashram, to Moscow, and he agreed, and we brought him to Moscow. And for many years he was very successful book distributor, especially he liked to distribute Bhagavad Gita to everyone. Now he is doing some preaching and continuing to read Bhagavad Gita 250 times, and he does not want to stop. Every time I meet him, he is saying, I finished to read Bhagavad Gita, but I started again. I cannot stop. It's such a nice book. So we have to read this Bhagavad Gita again, and if you are inspired, we can distribute this book also.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for this wonderful class. Maharaj, we have heard that your coming to Krishna consciousness is also very wonderful story. So can you just tell us?
It was not very wonderful. My father started to tell me about yoga when I was like maybe 6 years old. he had one book on Hatha Yoga. He was not practicing Hatha Yoga, but he was showing me the book. You see, this is yoga, very important, very important. When I was 12 years old, he brought me to cinema hall. There was a showing of big film, Indian yogis, who are they? Maybe 20 minutes movie. He brought me one time, then he brought me second time, he brought me third time to see this movie. You see, this yoga is very important. So when I was 20 years old, I was going on the street and I saw the announcement on the wall, Bhakti Yoga, and there was address, and I came to my father and I said, you are always telling me about yoga, let's go to hear about Bhakti Yoga. We came to the program, devotees, it was 1989. Devotees had they were renting big hall, and 500 people came for the program, new people. And one devotee was giving a class. At the end of class, he was distributing prasadam in this quantity. Everyone was getting one morsel of prasadam, but he was glorifying so much this prasadam that everyone was like, taking this small morsel of prasadam. And also they were offering Bhagavad Gitas that were printed in home, at home were printed. Some devotee had a printing press and it was not allowed officially to print these books, so they were printing underground and they were selling these Bhagavad Gitas, and I took one Bhagavad Gita. And my father told, I will not allow you to read this Bhagavad Gita because you will drop from the university, so you should not take this book. He did not allow me. I went to Moscow, to university, to continue my studies. But I met devotees again in Moscow, started to come for the program, and joined the Brahmacharya Ashram, 1990, and started to distribute books. Because it was only one service at the time. Everyone who was joining, he was distributing books. There was no other service, only book distribution.
Maharaj, sorry, can I ask another question? As in the beginning you said that Srila Prabhupada is also saying here that it's very Krishna consciousness process is very simple. Just have deities and worship it and offer him bhoga. But it doesn't seem that much simple for us so many times. So how to understand it? Although it's simple, but why it's not simple for people like me?
It's simple for the simple. But in Kali Yuga people are very complicated, very disturbed mind, and so they are thinking it's too simple. I want something very complicated. But it's very simple. So if we are in the association of devotees, it becomes very, very easy to practice Krishna consciousness. If we are trying to do it alone, it's quite difficult. In one purport to 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, Srila Prabhupada is saying that if one thinks that he can practice Krishna consciousness without Krishna consciousness movement, he is in great illusion. It's not possible in Kali Yuga to practice alone. In some solitary place, it's very difficult. But in the association of devotees, it becomes very easy. So that's why Srila Prabhupada created this Hare Krishna movement in order to give sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha is very important. In every chapter there is some stress on sadhu sangha, because without sadhu sangha it's impossible in Kali Yuga to practice this very simple process, because Maya is very strong, is always pushing us, and becomes difficult to do it alone. But if we are in the association of devotees, it will be very easy. So we should always keep to sadhu sangha.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj, can you kindly give a short advice how to better approach and distribute for offices, companies?
Usually it's difficult even to enter the office, because some guards are standing in front of the office and they are not allowed just a person from the street to enter the office. So you should have some story why you want to enter this office. Different devotees, they have different stories. Like at the beginning, when we are going to offices in Moscow in '92, we were saying that we are representative of the BBT International. It was very impressive, so they let us go. And we made special cards, official representative of BBT in Russia. We were given this card, and they will let us go, enter the office, and the boss was standing there. Oh, it's representative of BBT International. And some, they were hearing not BBT, BBC. Oh, BBC. So it was quite interesting experience. And when we are coming to the office, we have to have some like business deal. So if you don't have any business deal, they will not let you in. So usually we are saying to the guards that we have very special business deal to your boss. So then they let us go. Otherwise it will be difficult to enter. And when you are already in the room with the boss, I am saying that we are from Spiritual Academy, and we have a special event. We are coming to every office to offer this set, very special set. You will not find this set anywhere. It's not available in the bookshops. Only we are representatives of this BBT, so you have very rare opportunity to get this set of books. And we are showing them the books. Usually they are very busy, so you have to be very short, like 1 or 2 words about every book. Then you are giving him the set, and we are asking for donations. The boss from this company, he gave 5,000. The boss of that company, he gave 10,000. And you can choose whatever you can give. And some companies are inspired to take books for everybody, for employees.
I will speak in Hindi, but somebody can translate into English on mic. So, Mohan Shyam Prabhu will translate to mic पर, on mic. So every sentence you translate into English, because some other devotees are also English speaking. ठीक है? तो मैं हिंदी बोलूँगा, मोहन श्याम प्रभु इंग्लिश में साथ साथ अनुवाद करेंगे. ठीक है, तो ये जो अध्याय है मध्य लीला का तीसरा अध्याय आज समाप्त हुआ.
Today we have already finished the Madhya Leela and third chapter.
हाँ, तो इस अध्याय का महात्म्य कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी बतला रहे हैं.
So Krishnadas Kaviraj is here glorifying the importance of this chapter.
हाँ, तो प्यार संख्या 218 में कहते हैं अद्वैत गृहे प्रभुर विलास सुने जय जन. अद्वैत के घर में जो भगवान चैतन्य की लीला विलास हुई है, जो सुनेगा.
So here it is saying that in the house of Advaita Acharya there was a kind of leelas that happened.
जो सुनेगा,
those who will hear,
अचरे मिले तार कृष्ण प्रेम धन, तो बहुत जल्दी उसको कृष्ण प्रेम धन प्राप्त हो जाएगा.
immediately they will get Krishna Prem.
तो इतना सस्ता है कृष्ण प्रेम धन, इतना सस्ता है.
So how cheap Krishna Prem is here.
और नहीं तो सस्ता नहीं है, मोक्ष भी मिल जाएगा लेकिन कृष्ण प्रेम नहीं मिलेगा.
Otherwise it's very rare. Even you get moksha but you cannot get Krishna Prem.
और कृष्ण प्रेम में केवल ऐसा नहीं कि रोना रोना होता है.
There is not only that in Krishna Prem you will only cry.
हाँ, या केवल स्तुति प्रणाम नमस्कार ही केवल करना होता है.
Or only you have to offer pranam or prayers.
हाँ, बल्कि बहुत हंसी मजाक भी होता है, काफी हंसने वाली बातें भी होती हैं.
But there are a lot of fun and joy also.
तो इसमें अद्वैताचार्य के घर में जब भगवान चैतन्य आए और नित्यानंद प्रभु आए,
When Lord Nityananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the house of Advaita Acharya,
तो अद्वैताचार्य ने जो है केले के पत्ते पर जो है चैतन्य का अलग भोजन रखा और नित्यानंद का अलग भोजन रखा.
then Advaita Acharya offered Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu prasadam on the banana leaf.
और वो केले के पत्ते कितने बड़े थे?
And how big that banana leaf were? Very big.
इतने बड़े,
very big size.
इतने बड़े केले के पत्ते, और एक केले के पत्ते में चैतन्य का भोजन, दूसरे केले के पत्ते में नित्यानंद का भोजन.
On a complete banana leaf there was prasadam for Mahaprabhu and another one for Nityananda Prabhu.
और अद्वैताचार्य ने बिठाया आसन पर दोनों को. चैतन्य प्रभु एक आसन पर बैठे, उनके सामने भोजन रखा है केले के पत्ते में.
And Advaita Acharya offered them separate seat for both Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu.
और नित्यानंद प्रभु के सामने भी भोजन रखा, इतना भोजन रखा.
And there was big quantity of prasadam for Nityananda Prabhu and for Mahaprabhu both.
और चैतन्य महाप्रभु कहते हैं कि मैं तो इतना नहीं खा पाऊंगा, ये तो बहुत ज्यादा है.
And Mahaprabhu is saying that I cannot take this much prasadam, it's very huge quantity.
तो अद्वैताचार्य कहते हैं कि आप तो भगवान हैं, आपके लिए तो एक ग्रास भी नहीं है इतना, आप तो साक्षात भगवान हैं.
And Advaita Acharya is saying that you are God himself, so it's very little for you, it's not that much big.
तो इस प्रकार से अद्वैताचार्य उनको जो है विवश करते हैं कि आप ग्रहण करो, ये प्रसाद ग्रहण करो.
So in this way Advaita Acharya compelled Mahaprabhu to take all this prasadam.
और नित्यानंद प्रभु जो है दूसरी चाल चलते हैं.
And Nityananda Prabhu made another trick.
वो कहते हैं कि केवल 3 उपवास, मैंने तो 3 दिन तक उपवास किया है.
So Nityananda Prabhu is saying that I have done fast for last 3 days.
हाँ, और आज मैंने सोचा था, बड़ी आशा थी कि आज कुछ पारण हो जाएगा.
And today I had hoped that I will get a lot of prasadam.
और आचार्य के निमंत्रण में आया था, लेकिन आधा पेट भी नहीं भरेगा मेरा.
And Acharya invited me, but still I am hungry.
तो अब आचार्य को भी जो है हंसी सूझी, हंसाने के लिए वो नित्यानंद बोल रहे हैं, तो अद्वैताचार्य को भी हंसने वाली बात जो है बोले तुम तो तीर्थों के सन्यासी हो.
And then Advaita Acharya also said laughingly that you are a sannyasi of only holy places.
हाँ, और कभी फल खाते हो, कभी मूल खाते हो, कभी उपवास रहते हो.
And sometimes you take fruit, sometimes you do fast.
और मैं एक दरिद्र ब्राह्मण हूँ.
And I am a poor brahmana.
तो एक मुट्ठी जो है चावल दिया है तुमको.
Just one mutti, one fist of rice I have.
इसी से संतुष्ट हो जाओ.
And be satisfied with this.
और अपनी लोभी जो मनोवृत्ति उसको छोड़ दो.
And give up your greedy mentality.
तो नित्यानंद बोले कि जब निमंत्रण दिया था तो फिर जितना मैं खाऊंगा उतना भोजन देना पड़ेगा.
And then Prabhu said, if you invited me, then you have to fulfill my hunger as much as I can take.
तो अद्वैताचार्य बोले कि तुम जो है भ्रष्ट सन्यासी हो.
Then Advaita Acharya said that you are a fallen sannyasi.
तुमने जो सन्यास लिया है हमारे जैसे ब्राह्मणों को दंड देने के लिए.
You have taken sannyas just to punish a Brahman, poor Brahmana like us.
तुम खाओगे तो 10-20 अन्न जो है भोजन खाओगे, 10-20 मन, 10-20 मन,
10 or 20 months
कुंटल,
10 or 20 क्विंटल प्रसाद.
तो मैं कहाँ से लाऊंगा इतना, मैं तो दरिद्र ब्राह्मण हूँ.
From where I'll bring? I am a poor Brahmana.
तो जो एक मुट्ठी अन्न जो तुम्हारे सामने रखा है उसको खा करके उठ जाओ.
Just one morsel of food you have, you take it and then be satisfied.
और पागलपन मत दिखलाओ.
And don't be mad.
और जूठा भी नहीं छोड़ना अपना.
And don't leave prasadam also.
तो इस प्रकार से हंसी करते हुए वो भोजन कर रहे हैं.
And in this way laughingly they were taking prasadam.
और फिर क्या हुआ कि नित्यानंद प्रभु जो है क्या करते हैं कि नित्यानंद प्रभु ने कहा कि मेरा पेट अभी भरा नहीं है.
Then Nityananda Prabhu is saying that I am not still satisfied.
तो अपना भोजन ले लो वापस.
You take your food.
मैंने इसमें कुछ नहीं खाया.
I have not taken anything.
और नित्यानंद प्रभु ने एक मुट्ठी चावल जो है वो उनके सामने फेंक दिया, आचार्य के सामने फेंक दिया.
Then Nityananda Prabhu just throw one morsel of prasadam in front of Advaitacharya.
इस तरह से दिखा रहे हैं नित्यानंद प्रभु. तो आचार्य के शरीर में भी लग गए कुछ दाने.
Then few grain of rice then touched Advaitacharya's body.
तो आचार्य जो है खुशी में नाचने लगे.
Then Advaitacharya became very ecstatic and started dancing.
और अपने समझा कि मैं तो बहुत पवित्र हो गया हूँ, नित्यानंद का जूठा मुझे लग गया.
Then Advaitacharya considered himself very much purified.
ऊपर से क्या बोले? ऊपर से बोले तुमको निमंत्रण करने से मुझको ऐसा फल मिला, तुम्हारी तो कोई जाति नहीं है, तुम्हारा कोई कुल नहीं, तुम तो पागल हो.
But externally he is saying that it became very tough for me when I invited you, since you don't have any culture, any background.
और तुम मुझे भी अपने समान जो है बनाने के लिए, अपने समान करने के लिए तुमने मेरे ऊपर अपना जूठा फेंक दिया है.
And you are trying to make me also fallen.
और मैं ब्राह्मण हूँ, तो मेरे को इस बात का भी डर नहीं है.
And I am a Brahmana, but still you are not afraid of this.
तो नित्यानंद बोले कि ये तो कृष्ण का प्रसाद है, तो उसको तुमने जूठा कहा है, तो इसका तुमने अपराध कर दिया.
Then Nityananda Prabhu is saying that this is Krishna prasad and you are saying that this is contaminated, this is a kind of offense.
अब आपको जो है इसका मार्जन करने के, इस अपराध का मार्जन करने के लिए 100 सन्यासियों को भोजन कराना है.
Then now you have to do atonement and now you have to feed again 100 sannyasis.
और तब आपका अपराध दूर होगा.
Then only you will be free from these offenses.
तो अधिकार बोले आगे से किसी सन्यासी को निमंत्रण नहीं दूंगा मैं.
Then Advaitacharya is saying that no, I will not invite any sannyasi anymore.
एक ही सन्यासी ने मेरा सब धर्म नष्ट कर दिया.
Only one sannyasi has made me so much fallen.
इस तरह से हंसते हंसते जो है ये भोजन किया चैतन्य नित्यानंद ने.
So in this way very laughingly, very joyfully they took prasadam.
तो यहाँ पर कृष्णदास कविराज कहते हैं कि भगवान चैतन्य का ये लीला विलास है अद्वैताचार्य के घर में हुआ.
So here Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying that this vilas, that means very joyful pastime, happened at the house of Advaitacharya.
और जो सुनेगा सुने जय जन.
And those who will hear this pastime,
असरे मिलाए तार कृष्ण प्रेम धन, तो बड़ी जल्दी उसको कृष्ण प्रेम धन प्राप्त हो जाएगा.
immediately they will get Krishna prem. Hare
हरिओ
Hare
हरिओ.
Yeah.
गंधराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.